Good day, my friends, and welcome back. Today, a very odd topic. Washers and dryers. Appliances. I was thinking of all the videos I've made. How often do I talk about appliances? Not very often, but I'm sure that I have in the past. I've run into this issue on and off over the years of having various appliances break down, and I just kind of wanted to put this out there because first off, there's so many people who really still believe that buying something newer is better. And that if you get a newer model of washer and dryer and you go out and you spend top dollar, then you're going to have success and be happy. I mean, I suppose that may be true for many, but the nightmare stories I've heard about control panel failures and front load washers, I just went and picked up this beat up old GE washing machine. It was sitting in a guy's garage. I'll just give you the lowdown. We have old washer and dryer and a Whirlpool dryer or washer that went out recently. I had an issue with the coupler. Now, this is the reason I'm saying this is because there's so many people out there who don't realize how easy it is to fix their own appliances. It doesn't require spending, $1,000 on a frickin', or even hundreds on an appliance technician or a new unit. Sometimes somebody comes out and you turn on your washing machine and it makes noise, but it doesn't spin. And most people figure it's toast. The motor's broken. Something's wrong with it. Maybe a couple decades ago when this happened to me, I did a little research on it and found out that there's a little coupler that goes between the motor and the transmission underneath that is designed to break first, okay, at least in the older models. And it has these 3 little plastic teeth on each side that lock together in this little rubber thing. And when it wears out, it'll snap the teeth or break the rubber thing. I've fixed this like at least 4 times over the years in different washers. And just the other day, I had that same problem again. And I went and I identified it. I was like, okay, here's the issue. I ordered the part, ordered an extra one for next time. And they're only like $5, put it back in, starts right up. Then I realized there was another problem. And I thought maybe it was something I'd caused. It could have been during my repair. I don't know. Or maybe it was just already going to go out. But it continued to fill with water and would not turn and go into the agitation mode. And I was like, okay, what could this be? And I did all this research. There's this little tube that goes up to the sensor that, if the sensor's broken, it won't sense when the water's full, so it doesn't know how to go into the next mode. Anyway, I ran into a few different problems. I also have an agitator that's like kind of busted and needs new gears. But the washer with all those problems was still working better than some of the ones. Like my buddy says, his front load washer gets nasty, and I read some reports about some of these large capacity ones that don't even have agitators that aren't getting close clean. Because I found this one on sale online for like, somebody was selling it for like $100, and I was like, I should just go pick that one up. And then I looked up the model, and it was nothing but complaints. It was like called a Cabrio or something. It's kind of like a darker colored, washing machine. But everybody says, dude, the clothes just don't come out right. And, over a period of time, they start having streaks, and without an agitator, it doesn't quite get them clean enough. Why improve on something that's already so damn good? And these old washing machines kick ass, and they're so simple to fix. So I looked on Craigslist and I found a pair a guy was selling. To give you the reason why, I went to order the part that I needed, and it was going to be like a week and a half to 2 weeks to get here because it's an obscure part. It's the fill sensor. So I thought, could I find one locally? Could I just take one out of another machine from a scrap pile or something? I had no luck, so I said, we need a washing machine now. We've got clothes, we got to wash them. My wife's like, ready to use our little hand washer thing. I'm like, all right. I looked around on Craigslist a few days, found this guy selling this washer and dryer for $50. Both of them for $50, okay? He said they've been sitting in the garage for a while, they're dirty, and he sent the pictures. They're dirty, all right. I don't know if you could see the dirt on it, but they're filthy. I don't care, because I can clean it. It's a washing machine. You see, they can look trash from the outside, but you take them apart, you look at the back of the control panel, often it's just clean and fresh and new, because it's not like there's debris really getting in there, right? Unless there's a leak or a failure somewhere. And maybe I'm just getting too into appliances here, but The condition was, I asked the guy, can you separate them so all I need is a washer? Because I got this old vintage dryer, and it works fine. And he's like, well, really, I don't want to do that because, you know, I've had a couple people interested in, and I don't want to separate them because then I'm afraid I'll just have to take the dryer to the dump. And of course I could have said, scrap guy could take it or something, but I looked at it again. It's a Roper washer, or a Roper dryer. Now, if you're not familiar, Roper is a brand. I'm not positive who made Roper. It might have been GE, but I believe it was made for Lowe's. At least that's what I read now, that Lowe's sells Roper. But it seems like these older ones came out before Lowe's. So I really don't know. I haven't done the research and don't care. All I know is a Roper washer and dryer, if you come across one, they are phenomenal machines that will last you forever. And the beautiful thing is, if a part goes out, it's usually cheap because they are so mass produced. And there are so many secondhand versions of them that, you know. So you buy a new washer and you have a part go out. Do you think you're just going to be able to find, you know, a knockoff part for that part? Probably not, because, you know, they're newer. They've still got their intellectual property on all their parts. Not just that, but they're adding more and more and more parts, more and more settings. And here's the thing people don't mention. Do you need all those settings on your washing machine? Like, really? I've heard so many people, like, I switched, you know, I just wanted a basic washing machine. I want delicates, you know, or, you know, I don't even use the permanent press setting or any of that. Like, most people just put it on wash and it's either hot, warm, or cold, right? So anyway, for others who may be businessmen, people who need specific clothing, who have a lot of fine linens, I don't know, you might need a different, you know, more delicate system. But for the average Joe, blue-collar person who just works and gets dirty, get an old washer and dryer, and you won't be disappointed. And here's the thing, even if they do fail, it doesn't matter. You just go buy another cheap one, because you can find them all day long for $50. Or you could go down to the appliance store and you could buy a new one for $500, $700, $1,000 because it has some fancy brand name, and you get it home and it works phenomenal for the first month, 6 months, year. And this is when people start to have problems. After the warranty's expired, oh, you could buy the extended warranty. You know, you get it. I feel this way about everything these days. Nobody seems to have any real fucking interest in making a good, durable product. We know that things are built to fail now, you know, planned obsolescence, as they call it. It's not just like a conspiracy. It's actual fact. Companies we know make products that are designed to fail. Cell phone companies do it with their batteries, and various, like Apple, various different companies, like car companies, you know, they have components that they know will fail. And here's the worst part. Even if something does fail in a newer car, you likely can't fix it yourself. They make the parts so convolutedly packed in there that you have to remove a whole bunch of other stuff, and then you void the warranty. It's just a nightmare. Like, I grew up in a time when, you know, my dad fixed his own shit, okay? And I learned to fix my own shit. And sometimes it takes me a while to get around to it, but I do eventually fix my own shit. And because I know the extreme cost to pay somebody else to do it. Now, I want to make a side note. It is important, if you're not capable of doing something, to just hire somebody to do it if you can. You know, don't stress yourself if it's not your forte. But if you're even slightly mechanically inclined, fixing a washer or a dryer is no problem at all. And, you know, I feel the same way about older refrigerators, older stoves. Basically, I like things that don't have digital displays. I would like to get rid of all the digital displays, but, you know, like I've got this Honda Accord sitting here, and it's not running right now. I had some mechanic working on it, and then they flaked. But yeah, I really like that car, and I want to get it fixed, and I know that the parts are fixable myself. But if I had a new car, there would just be no way. So anyway, I guess that's my ramble for the moment. Don't want to get into all the different things that are just total crap these days, but everything is. And I should throw houses on there too. We just moved from this place to a new place, and I come back here to work on this so I can sell it. And in the meantime, I've got, you know, whenever I get here, this is an older house, you know. Yeah, it's beat up, it's been through some shit, but it's a sturdy, stable house. The bones are good. The house I moved into is as well. It was built in 1993. This one was built in 1968. But even the one built in 93, and that's around the time I got into construction, we were using good products. People were building quality buildings. Nowadays, there's just these companies like D.R. Horton, if you're not familiar with them. If you ever buy a new house, figure out who manufactured, who made it, okay? Because basically, these cookie cutter houses, these developments, these houses are built like, you know, just slapped together, just total junk. All kinds of mistakes. They'll let them sit out in the rain, and there'll be mold in them, and the drywall cracks later on as the house settles. Just really poor craftsmanship and quality because they're trying to knock them out quickly. And the same thing goes for everything these days. So stick to the old school and you'll always be happier. At least that's my thought on it. So I just wanted to get that out there. Older appliances are always better. Peace out.